Sorry, we're actually closed. Look, if you want to swallow, you'll need to go elsewhere. Watch yourself. There was a fight earlier with that Edward McMillan and Stuart Miller, some lass. Oh, I'm going to be here 2 hours cleaning up this pigsty. Mind you, it's not unusual to leave here with a bloody nose or a broken head. Unless, of course, you're Tam O'Shanter. That is one thirsty crony. And he's got a mouth that can escape a fisherman's net too. He was in here the night, dancing and singing on the tables, screaming like a banshee he was. I'll tell you, he's good for business and he'll sit as long as he's got money, which, to my surprise, is most nice. I've got to say, I do feel sorry for Kate. That's his wife who has to, put up with him all day. Tell you, one of these nicks, he's going to get himself into real bother. The man's imagination is wild. And it's not that he causes trouble. It's just that he can chant her. Aye, and it's more often than not I need to tell him to keep his bloody trap shut. I barred him a year ago, actually. I came into the shop in the morning and I let the drinkers in. I opened up the door and there was Tam standing drinking at the bar. Aye, he must have fell asleep under this here table the night before, and I must have missed him when I was doing my rounds, you ken. Oh, by God, he was laughing. Rip-roaring drunk he was, he could barely stand. Aye, so I just went over to him and I just took him by the scruff of the neck and I says, Tam, you can talk the talk, but can you walk the walk? And I chucked him out, face first into the dirt, and I slammed the door behind him. I can laugh about it now, but, well, the scoundrel, he ate all my stew and drank an ounce of my whiskey. Aye, what can you do? What can you do? On the past few weeks, Tam's been telling tall tales about the strange events happening in Alloway. Scaring the regulars with tales of the witch and the like. Now, people come here to have a good time and they leave their troubles at the door. So I'm not be having any of those grim tales. I shouldn't tell you this, but well, the other night, Farmer Reid lost his boy. He was in a terrible state, he was. They say that his body was ripped to pieces by some bad illness. And there's Tam reciting dark tales. He went on to tell a mad story about 2 sunken ships and how he was in the water too when he saw the witch. Tam said that he was taking a pee down by the waterside, you ken, when he heard the smashing of the hull and the rocks. When the waves settled, Tam said that he spotted a beautiful woman, a selkie perhaps, dancing in the rocks. From then, he heard the screams of the drowning men and the laughter from the women like a shrieking crow. And many of those men were smashed against the rocks like crushed oysters. Some washed ashore over the following days and weeks, but many were never to be seen again. It's funny. The night this happened, I could have sworn I heard the screams coming from outside my window. Maybe even the laughter too. cutting through the wind and the waves. Was I half asleep? I'll never know. It's a funny thing, a fool telling a story. Because there's always that wee part of you that always believes it. Well, it was nice to meet you all. Time to go. Tavern's closed.
I'm not concentrating. I'm that clumsy. You're taking the tap of my finger off with that bleeding knife. Look. Have you seen my Tam in your way? He'll have had his skin through by now, I reckon. He never bloody listens. Down at that tavern, boasting and being a lout. A wastrel, that man of mine. That's what I called him this morning before he left. Screamed it at him, I did. I know I shouldn't shout at him like that, but he just makes me so angry. And I tell you, he's just lucky that Meg's as good-natured as she is. And knows the road home so well, or he'd never get home in one piece. She's a good loyal horse, that one. The state he rolls in that door sometimes, stinking of ale and all sorts. He's different, man, once the drink takes a hold. I begged him to stay home with me tonight, but we'd had words, you know, harsh words, and I was frightened. The sky, it was a warning of something coming, nothing natural. I've heard tell of these women who, no, I can't speak it, and be inviting the devil in to speak of it. I had a bad dream last night, only it didn't feel like any dream I'd had before. And when I woke, with Tam beside me, it felt like he had never been there. Like I had always been alone. I just can't shake this feeling it was real. That it was something that had already happened. Have you ever had a dream like it? You'd know if you had. It felt like I was standing there, watching him. I didn't move. I couldn't move. My limbs were a little lead. But it was more than that. I didn't want to do anything. God help me. Just standing there, watching him face down in the water. I could hear him as though you're here now, gasping and gurgling, pulling that thick black water into his lungs. He raised his head just for a second and looked at me, looked right up at me with bloodshot eyes. His face was frightful, rotten and torn by the river, ripped to shreds and bloated. He stretched his hand out, dirty with blood and mud, searching for me in the darkness, but I just stood there, because there was something in the water with him. Something unseen, but evil. And I knew if I touched him, it would take me too. I could feel it there, waiting to drag me down with him. So I just stood there, watching. Darkness soaked into him, pushing his head back down under the water, holding him there, claiming him. Until he stopped, still and silent. He tempts the devil with his fascination for the ghosts and ghouls that haunt the edge of town. As it fell silent, poor Meg began to whine for her master. The poor loyal beast just waiting endlessly for him to rise back up, waiting until she wasted away. Oh, I begged him to stay home with me tonight. You must help me. Please, what if he never makes it back home to me? You must go, now, I beg of you, before there's no saving him. Please, go! God in heaven, our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses. Forgive those who trespass against us.
You ken, if I thought I wouldn't get caught, I'd teach that Tam a lesson or two. We ken the boy weel, but he doesn't ken his arse from his elbow. And the way he's going, I think he's got a bit of the devil in him. Last night, a storm blew through these fields. Nearly took the roof of my wee house off. Anyways, the wife and I looking out the window to see what damage had been done. And what do we see but Tam O'Shanter riding through my field on his mare Meg, drunk and half naked, shouting to the heavens. I had to look twice. My wife and I, we said our prayers for the life of him, but you know, I think this time it's just gone too far. Oh. Now, we didn't care that he likes a swally. I mean, we all do. And on occasion it can be quite pleasant, but that Tam, he kens who to tell a good tale. And he keeps them patrons of that in laughing on it. He's got away with words. He told my wife many a good tale to cheer her up when she had the flu. But our lives are hard. And the land isn't kind to us. Tam's a farmer, but the way he drinks, he lives like a prince, coming and going at all hours of the next. It's his wife, Kate, that I feel sorry for. Nah. Tam doesn't value your wee farm life. Never goes to church. Hardly ever tends the land. Last week, I had to pick his tatties and feed his cattle for him. Nah. Tam should go to the city. This life isn't for him, I tell you. We've had a bit of bad luck in recent times. 12 my sheep died. The bodies ripped to shreds in the field. You think it was wolves, and some say it was, but you see, I ken it was Don Witch Cutty Sark. Some say she's no real, but I'll tell you this, I fear her more than I fear God himself. Aye, dark things are happening in Alloway. They say there's a demon who sinks ships and kills off farmers' crops, and the way your crops are dying, well, they say she takes on the skin of a bonny young woman in order to entice her victims. Your neighbour, Colin Reid, his Perry's son passed recently of an unknown illness. We kent the boy weel, so the wife and I, we went round to pay our respects at the bedside, you ken. Afore I could even chap in the door, it flung wide open and there he stood. Colin Reid, face as white as a ghoul. His wife sobbing into her arms. Before they could shut the door, I saw the poor wee soul lying in the bed. It was like a skeleton. Skin all sticky, thin and tight. Blood pouring from his eyes and his ears. His lips were so thin that his teeth stuck out like wee ivory tusks. But his horns were stuck like marble. Blood and dirt in his nails. This was now an illness. Before they could shut the door, I also saw his legs and all. They were carved out with scratches. God help the poor wee soul. The Reverend said that Cutty Sark had been seen none left him. That it was a warning to all the sinners. Tam's a pain in the arse, but I wouldn't want any harm coming to him, especially knowing there's a demon floating around the place. Anyways, I'd better get back to work. Oh, I'll tell you what. If you're feeling brave enough, you could maybe go on to the old kirk where they say the witch lurks. Maybe you could help us rid the land of her. But before you go, be careful. Be very careful. Now on you go, I've got work to do. Go on.
An hour of running through mud and dung for this! Bested by Tam. Ugh, it's got warts with more personality. Such pretty words. But what we need are curses. Brownies, boggles, lair of bairns, presses spill thy rotting root. Does no one in this town understand privacy? My haunting hours are midnight to 5. Well, come on in then. Stop there! Right. Let me have a good look at you. Oh, yes. You are bonny. Oh, you would really suit some thumbscrews and branks. Our Dirk would make easy work of you. Oh, my kitty. My reign of terror is over. I've been haunting these lands for years, and now I can't catch a single drunk. You should have seen me in my prime. I lived outside the village, picking off travellers just for fun. Oh, I would hang their bodies from the well. It pleased me so. The creak of the rope, the cries of newly made widows. Oh no! And when I got bored, I cursed the village. Cuddies gave birth to rats. Mothers screamed as their babies grew scales and fangs. Ah, the good old days. Coven didn't approve of my methods much. They were far more interested in nature and healing the sick. Boring stuff like that. They upped and left one day. Didn't even say goodbye. Rude. I chose to stay here. so discontent in darkness. The work is good, but it can get lonely. You have to treat yourself every now and then just to spice things up. Tonight, for example, I was in my cave carving obscenities into the holy texts when I remembered it's my birthday and I haven't planned a party. So, Necronomicon in hand, I summoned up some of the worst demons I could think of, procured some warm beer, bubonic plague, and music. That way I could put on a show. See, I'm not just evil, I'm actually a very generous host. So there I was, practicing my favourite dance, the cutty shriek. You show a little leg, shriek into the void, and wiggle your hair. It's very popular with the preteens and the criminally insane. And then I spotted him. Wee peeping Tam. He's steaming and he's crying out, "Well done, Cutty Sark!" I'm fuming. I wasn't dancing for Tam. I was dancing for Satan's infernal majesty. Plus, it's an embarrassment to have a mortal at your party. They just faint, soil themselves, and die. Boring. I cut the music. Tam gets on his horse and I make chase. And I am close. I am this close before Meg leaps for the brig and I'm left with this. Oh, right in front of the old Nick as well. Oh, so embarrassing. Oh. Come on now, Nanny. You're made of tougher stuff than this. You'll catch Tam. You've been terrorizing for years and you are good at it. I am good at it. Oh, Tam doesn't know what he's just unleashed. Bring forth a ray, goddess of curses. Tiamat, whose body is both land and sea, belch forth pestilence. Reveal thy scales. Let Tam's innards boil. Says he would like you a lot better once you're torn from navel to chaps. Oh. But the chase sweetens the taste. Start running. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5,